to give you some more analysis. The Nation newspaper will be our first, and it's important to note that all the newspapers this morning are talking about the new coalition in town. Maybe you would find yourself in one of it. Mark Aregbesola takes over ADC, sparks chairman's anger. That is on the Nation newspaper. We'll get to know exactly what kind of anger that is at the end of the day. And of course, on this Nigeria ADC storm over new coalition. Well, let's really hope that this coalition will be coaliting indeed. And the Punch newspaper will be where we're going to next. Article will be Mark launch ADC to unseat Tinubu. All right. The leadership would be where we're going to next. We are on rescue mission, says ADC chair Mark, right there, quoting him. And the Daily Independent is where we're going now. Move to unseat Tinubu revs up as coalition tweaks strategies. And the Blueprint newspaper 2027 controversy trails takeoff of Atiku, Mark-led ADC coalition. And the Guardian newspaper, which has a picture story right there of the faces of the ADC, the new coalition party, that we will be breaking down very soon. The Daily Trust is where we're seeing our next gist this morning. 2027 coalition adopts ADC. And the Platform Times, again, the platform tried to go a bit different right here. NMA rejects FG's new salary circular, issues 21-day ultimatum over poor welfare and unmet agreements. All right, the Nigerian News Direct is where we're going to go next, and this is on something else as well. Oil prices. IMF urges federal government to review 2025 budget outlook, warns of fiscal vulnerability. And the Sporting Life, one of my favorite papers on the table. But today, Osimhen is not there. AC Milan is eyeing Aina. Seems like irons are going on all over the place. But Veronica, Ibrahim and Ria are here with me this morning. Vero, coalition is coaliting around the country.
Of course, it's in their right to coalesce.
Right.
Yes, the rights of association according to the Constitution. So they have a right to come together. But is it really in the interest of Nigerians? Because what they have been saying is they want to unseat the president. Yes. They want to unseat the president. Why is the president your focus? Why is it not about development, entrenching democracy, moving the nation forward, infrastructure development, and all of it? Why are you so focused on the person of the president? Why don't you focus on what you intend to do? So that, for me, is what I want to hear from these people, not just because a certain person is on the seat and you are aggrieved with what he has done and decisions he has made. What are the options you are bringing to the table?
That's right. That's right. And Ibrahim, picking up from where Vero, just left it, and we're going to this Nigeria right about now, which is also saying the same thing. Is it the presidency alone that is a political seat in this country?
No, there's something we call dominoes effect.
Yeah.
So when it hits one, it gets, the pack of cards just, fall through. But all the things they've been talking about is to unseat the president, as you've said. And you'll now be asking, is the president the problem of Nigeria? This is someone who was taking a position, a mandate that is given to him by Nigerians, saying that yes, we needed to fix this country because of the economy being in shambles over the years, and then it takes time for you to fix them. But if you look at the political heavyweight or juggernauts that have come together, where the like of Atiku, Obi, El-Rufai, David Mark, etc., you'll be asking the question, where have they been? Yes, we know Obi has been in the news. Atiku, one way or the other. This time, I think he's trying to no, I don't want to go back to my base. Is he in the because after election, he's been accused of always, retreating back to his cocoon. But one thing is, the question we would now be asking ourselves. Now, the plan is to unseat the incumbent party. Now, if you've unseated the incumbent party, if you're able to do that, what are the plans? What are the policy plans, the economic reforms that you thinking you bring into the table? Because every one of them, Atiku Obi, Kwakonso, they all said we will remove the fuel subsidy. But these same people now come back and say, no, you have removed the fuel subsidy. Why do you have to remove it? It is causing problem. But you all agree that it is not going to be easy peasy when the fuel subsidy is being removed. Indeed.
And Ria, it keeps beating my imagination. Because when you look at the persons who make up this coalition itself, these are political bigwigs who are also deep pockets in their own right.
Really?
Must you become a political office holder? I mean now, to be able to bring, if at all there's any kind of changes they want to bring in the country, they are people who have held political positions at one time or the other, because these are old guys in the game. Must you then come back to hold a political position to be able to bring a change?
And I tell you something, these are old people in new clothes. That's how I call them.
They don't even have new clothes.
Because if you look at
you'd be surprised that they wear new clothes every day.
No, I mean
not literally, by the way.
We say that the party is new, but these are old people. We already know these people. And like you've rightly said, these people, we talk about someone that wrote to me, Amechi, like that has been in power for a very long time. These people have held like really big political positions. But the question is, what did they do when they did that? Now they're gathering together. We see that. We want opposition. We love it. We've been saying it on this table a lot of times that we need opposition to do something because we are practicing democracy in Nigeria. But my problem, like Veronica said and Ibrahim said, the only reason I'm saying is to unseat. Arifa actually said it on TV that, whatever it is, I just want to take this president off. Without saying that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to implement. That's my only problem. I'm not seeing any implementation. They're saying this is what they want to do. All I'm saying is that we need to take this certain person off stage. And I was reading comments on social media yesterday. I'm not going to lie. They are looking strong, but at the end of the day, it's a new party. I want to see if they will stand the test of time. Because right now, ADC, everybody's making noise, Like, let's give them a few months to election and see if they are still standing the test of time.
Are they really strong?
Well, on social media, with the amount of people we're seeing, the personalities we're seeing, people are like, with the amount of personalities we're seeing.
And Vero, this is the same thing on the Punch, Leadership, Daily Independent as well. So if we can get to the Guardian newspaper, I just want us to see their faces because all of them have been collated there on the Guardian newspaper. Last night on Politics Tonight, we had one of the members of the ADC who is averse to Mark being the chairman of the party, Kachiku. And one of the things he said, which was very instructive to me, was that political parties in Nigeria have no ideology. It's just a platform. And so I'm wondering, Vero, is the ADC part of just being a platform? Because you talked about earlier that what are they going to actually do that is different? I was thinking they should be selling a different ideology to Nigerians. Maybe we'll begin to buy into what they're talking about.
And hanging on that, maybe you just said, maybe they are still thinking about the ideology they are going to bring and build this new coalition on. Maybe 2027 is still far from this time, but then planning has begun in earnest. And if you are coalescing, then it means that you have an idea on what you want to hinge your plans and you're coalescing on. I am waiting to see that. Now, do these people still have the political capital? Do they still have that social capital that they can build on? A lot of people are suspicious of their intentions and these people because they have a history.
That's right.
Nigerians have not forgotten that. And so if you are changing cloak and shifting grounds on the basis of I am angry with Ibrahim, for instance, then it means that you haven't really dealt with you. You are only, maybe you just powdered your face and you want to show me it. When the heat hits that foundation that you rubbed on your face, we will see the true you at the end of the day. But it's still within their rights. They are doing all of these things. I'm just saying the major issue here for me is that Nigerians, what are you learning from all that is happening in our political space?
That's right.
That's so if you carry on.
No, Ibrahim, I wanted us to talk about David Mark as the chairman of this new coalition party. He's been some kind of silent for a while, and then all of a sudden, voila.
Yeah, so the reason they gave for his emergence as chairman is that each time they had meetings, he had always been the one sitting on the high table, so to speak, and all the rest of them, sit as if they are in the National Assembly. So he called the shot.
Okay.
So they felt, yeah, you've assumed, de facto leadership of this party just for the time being, and then we will now have the leader of the party that will be the chairman of the party. But you mentioned maybe Kachuku, who was the presidential candidate in 2023 of that same party. He said he was not even consulted, and that these people came through the back door. So coming through the back door,
according to the hijack,
reflect on the transparency and the integrity, so to speak, of these people, questioning their character. That why didn't they come through the front door and then they have a conversation, or they face it head on during the primaries and see who will emerge? Because he's saying that we need fresh blood. We need to. He's even saying that I'm not even speaking for APC, because of course I'm an opposition myself. But if you want to do things, do it right. Now look at these pictures. He said we should go to the Guardian. If you look at this picture, when he was governor of Kaduna State, crisis upon crisis, the Southern Kaduna killings and everything. Now we have a new governor. There is seeming peace. We are not reading.
I've been there twice under Governor Obama.
Exactly. Look at Rauf Aregbesola. We saw what the fallout between him and his principal, who is now the president of the country. The journalist, we see Dino Melaye, Rotimi Amechi, Atiku. These are the same people.
I like Dino.
A fusion. It's like a fusion of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So what is the point?
And somebody said Dino has just gotten a new job because this is what he likes to do. So he just got a new position.
Dino gives us vibes, and I like the guy.
he's been idle for a while. Yeah. So right now he's geared up for some activity.
He's in the ring now.
But I wonder, I just wish them well.
Maria, I wanted to ask you, what becomes of the PDP now? Because all of these guys are coming from the PDP.
No, but we've said
a majority of them.
The
majority of them are for PDP. I don't think PDP is still standing strong as a party, if we are honest. With this new ADC and having a lot of people from PDP moving, to ADC, where does PDP stand?
No, they say they will still come back to PDP.
They'll still come back to PDP.
The issue for me is, how is it that people swept you out of your house like that easily? It means you're not strong.
They were weak. The foundation was weak for them.
I mean.
We wait to see exactly what becomes of this new coalition and any other coalition around the country.
Right, yeah.
But let's talk about insecurity now, Veronica. This is on the Daily Trust. In a reprisal attack, gunmen killed 15 persons in Sokoto, and they actually have a picture right there of some of the things that happened. And I see a man arrested after sneaking into bank to hack systems. The conversation around insecurity. Maybe this is part of why coalition is coaliting, yeah?
No, we have an array of issues that we have to deal with, like every other country around the world. Talk about security challenges. You find that even in the US and all of it.
That's right.
So it means that we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to addressing these issues and addressing them head on. We have talked about having state policing to addressing this matter, and as where we are right now, it seems the state governors are not willing to take responsibility regarding that, because this conversation should have moved past where it is standing right now. They are the chief security officers of the state who should champion the cause of ensuring that we fast track matters around state policing to addressing every other matter that we are seeing. Yesterday we talked about the guy that was found in the bank, and we said that there must be someone within that must have allowed him have access to do whatever it is he did. So whatever banks must ensure that customers' monies, their data is safe as much as possible, so they need to do better. Indeed. We all need to do better as a country, as a people, better we need to do.
And Ibrahim, let me take you to the Platform Times. We see something different right there. NMA rejects FG's new salary circular, and they've issued 21-day ultimatum over poor welfare and unmet agreements. This sounds like ASU in NMA.
Yeah, definitely. The Nigerian Medical Association, they've always had issues with, when it comes to the issue of salary, saying that there are unmet agreements. Because one thing is, by the time you're employed into a particular office, or let's say, taking a position as an employee of the government in this case, there are certain agreements, there are certain things that are benefits that are supposed to come to you, and they feel they're like what you're putting on the table is not the same thing that you promised. Looking at the prevailing economic situations, how can you be, giving us, this paltry sum according to them? So one thing is, I think they should be the federal government should meet them, maybe not round table this time, whatever form of the table
they
that
want
they're
to
going to be
take.
sitting at, they should meet them halfway so that they address the issue. Because by the time they go on strike, we know the impact of this.
That's right.
People
That's right.
are seeking.
They play a major role in this country.
So we do not want to have lives lost again.
Indeed.
And just to quickly add to that, these people play a very vital role. So if they go on strike, it's not going to be good. I really hope that this roundtable can be held immediately. Yeah. And also, the monies we pay these people, there's nothing to write home about.
Absolutely not. And while we stay on economy, Ria, on the News Direct, which is where we're going to next now, and IMF is advising, I'd say, the federal government to, review the 2025 budget, and they're warning against fiscal vulnerability. We need to come to the point where what we budget is what we spend, and not go beyond that, and mostly also look inwards for improved, local manufacturing, which is one of the ways to boost our economy. What do you think about this?
Oftentimes we said a lot on this table that, it's now buy Nigeria, it's now do more Nigeria, but at the end of the day we speak about it that it doesn't go cross, it just stays in one place. And it's so sad to see that this is happening, because if this happens, it's going to be a big problem as well. Nigerians are definitely going to suffer it. And talking about budgeting, we spoke about budget on this table as well. Oftentimes what we budget is either is less, it's either is more. At what time will there be accountability when we talk about budgeting?
And Vero, if I would take you on the ride of this story, they're forecasting a 3.4% economic growth for Nigeria in 2025. So they are saying this is what might be, but you need to ensure that happens, because if you don't guide this well, you might not see it.
Of course, they will always make forecast that we will do what we need. We will do what we need to do, but whatever way we want to see it, we should ensure that we are more than just a consuming nation, but we are a producing nation, and we can strengthen Naira and also improve the economy. That, for me, is the bottom line. I don't want us listening to these people all the time. Let's focus on, let's look inward. Let's have solutions, homegrown solutions to addressing our economic challenges and every other challenge that we have. And just build. That's the bottom line.
It's just simple economics.
Very, very
build.
Produce and sell so you can improve your revenue.
Absolutely.
And the Sporting Life is where we're going to next. And thankfully, Ibrahim, who is a spotter.
With the sports, are you trying to put me on the spot?
Exactly, I am. AC Milan is eyeing Aina here, Ibrahim. For a while we kept seeing Osimhen, my guy.
Yeah. No, Osimhen, the super guy.
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to reach out to him actually. But was it now also on the line here, been eyed by AC Milan?
Absolutely. When a club is eyeing a certain player, you know that the player is actually delivering. And one thing that's quite interesting for me, in this story is the fact that he's a Nigerian, and then you are having this international club, looking towards Nigerians. We were used to talking about Osimhen, we talk about Olaino, we talk about the guy that just came out of surgery.
I can't remember.
Yeah, so one of our own. So it goes to show that we are not just exporting some people out of the country, but we're exporting talents who are doing fantastically well.
Absolutely.
As these guys are, making the kill out there, let them also look backward and say, yes, we want to, give back to
like
the
what
nation
Ekon, even though
assisting
Ekon
us to lift the cup.
Yeah.
National cup.
Even though Ekon is not a footballer, but he's been doing quite a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To help his community.
For Olaino, he's a defensive player, and the AC Milan just want to improve their defense and have options. And so they are looking for him because they want to ensure that they maintain their position as a club, defensive-wise and all of it, whatever measures. And Olaino has played in the Serie A Torino, I think, between 2023 and 2018 and 2023. So he's been doing a lot, and they feel that, yes, he's that candidate that can fill that space.
Before we eye the audience, before we eye our viewers this morning, I am looking to be eyed as well.
Everybody is being eyed.